If authorities charged you with a federal crime, there's a good chance that a prison term awaits you. The question is, do you know what steps you can take to start positioning yourself for the best possible outcome? My name is Michael Santos. I am the founder of Prison Professors. We're a nonprofit with a non-revenue generating model because we want to give everything away for free. I want people who are going into this system to restore confidence and to believe and understand what steps they can take to change the outcome of their experience, to build a body of work and assets that will grow over time because of the work that you do. And you could really memorialize that entire journey if you visit Prison Professors Talent and develop your own profile. And I'm going to give you the backstory of why we started this program. I was, going into prisons and presenting the stories that inspired me while I was going through a quarter century in prison. And we have a course that goes into prison. It's called Preparing for Success After Prison. And many of the people who went through the course would say, well, I went through the course and I really want to know what should I do next? Because I finished the program. Your program's only 30 hours or 100 hours, and I've got a 20-year sentence. So what else should I do? Now, in theory, if you've really gone through my courses, you would know what to do. I didn't go through prison waiting for somebody else to point me in the right direction of what to do. I understood I had to develop my own path. If I wanted to emerge from this environment with my dignity intact and with opportunities to prosper, I had to build my path, just like everybody else has to build their path if they want to become something more in the future than what they're experiencing right now. So on Prison Professors Talent, we create this pathway for anybody to develop a profile. Now, what is a profile? If you're out here and you're professional and you have used LinkedIn, it's something like that. It is an online platform where you could share as much or as little as you want to share to show others why they should believe in you. I mean, why should anybody believe in me, right? I made terrible decisions during the recklessness of youth. I sold cocaine. I hired other people to help me sell cocaine. Authorities charged me with being a kingpin of a drug enterprise. And when I was 23, I was arrested and facing life in prison. A federal judge found me guilty, a jury found me guilty, and a federal judge sentenced me to serve a 45-year sentence. I started in solitary confinement. I went to high security penitentiaries for several years, I think it was like 7 years, then medium security prisons, I think for 2 years, low security prisons for 7 or 8 years, and then I did my last decade in minimum security camps before I transitioned to a halfway house and home confinement. Is that the reason to listen to me? No. The reason to listen to me is because I've made millions of dollars since coming home from prison. And the reason that I made millions of dollars coming home from prison is because I didn't sit around waiting for the government to change my life. I figured out how to build a pathway to success. And that's what you will learn through going through any of our courses. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the Straight A Guide, but today what I want you to learn about is why you should create a profile on Prison Professors Talent and use that to build a pathway for your success. It's super simple. You just fill out, go to the, and I'm going to put a link to it here. We've got amazing editors that create these videos that are far smarter than I am, and they'll make some amazing videos that show you where you would click a button to open a profile, and you just fill in your information. Or click a button to add to your profile, and you just submit it, and our amazing team will populate and build your profile on Prison Professors Talent. Now, if you want to see an example, you can go to my profile, Michael Santos, Prison Professors Talent. Just find it, and you'll see I never ask anyone to do anything that I didn't do. You've got to write your own biography. You've got to describe who you are and what you've learned from this experience and how you identify with the victims of the crime if you're guilty, as I was guilty, or what you've learned from this experience. If you don't write your biography, it will always be the government's version of events that defines who you are. So that's a first step that you should do, is write a biography. The second step you should take is to write a daily journal. Every day you should be working on building your pathway to success. And that daily journal should describe how you're making a very intentional decision. In the last video, I spoke about what I read Elon Musk, the message he sent out to federal employees where he said, tell me what you've done in the last week, 5 things that you did in the last 5 weeks that brings value. And if you don't respond to this email telling me those 5 things, then I will consider that your letter of resignation, which is an awesome strategy for anybody to use. Always be thinking about what you are doing today or last week or next week to bring value. If you do that while you're in prison, you are demonstrating that you're a person of value. You're not waiting for somebody else to open an opportunity for you. You are the CEO of your life. And that's what you've got to be if you don't want to be victimized by the system and saying, well, I could have done this, but there were no opportunities, or, there's no rehabilitation programs in prison, or nobody believed in me, or I shouldn't be here. That's a great way to think as long as you want to be poor and as long as you never want to make a position in the world. But if you want to be the CEO of your life, you've got to think, you've got to act, you've got to build a record that will persuade other people to believe in you. So write your biography, write a daily blog that is showing what you are doing in your daily journal, just like I do. 3, every time you read a book, be super intentional about it. Just tell us why you chose to read the book. 2, tell us what you learned from reading the book. 3, tell us how reading the book is going to contribute to your success upon release. If you do that for every book you read, you are going to build a body of work, assets, intellectual property that advance you as a candidate for the highest level of liberty at the soonest possible time. And 4, we create a pathway for you to write your own release plan. Tell us what you're going to do when you come home. The more thought you put into that, the more effective and persuasive that release plan is going to be. There's no question that you want to get out of prison at the soonest possible time. Everybody wants to get out of prison at the soonest possible time. The question is everybody willing to prepare to get out of prison at the soonest possible time? I am going to work on prison reform, but you've got to work on your reform. Who are you and why are you the best possible candidate to get relief going forward? The more thought you put into that, the more iterative you make your release plan and your biography, meaning are you updating it every 3 months and showing what's new in your life, that's the pathway that will lead to your success. The other project that I want you to see is this new system we're creating, which is to gamify prison professors' talent. What do I mean by that? Well, if you open a profile, just open a profile, you get 1 point. Okay? That's a point, not complicated. Just open your profile and we'll give you a point. Every time you make a submission, send us a biography, you get another point. Send us a daily journal, you get another point. Send us a release plan, you get another point. That's 4 points right off the bat, or 5 points, right? Open one, that's a point. Biography, that's 2 points. Daily journal, 3 points. Book report, 4 points. 5 points for the release plan. Get somebody to give you a testimonial, which they can do right on your profile. Get them to give you a testimonial, get another point. You'll see that people who are following you, they can subscribe to your newsletter, and every time you publish something, they're going to get a ping. Hey, look at Bob, look at Jose, look at Letitia, look at Donna. All of them are really working hard to demonstrate their pathway to success. But some of them are going to be extraordinary and compelling. Let's just say it's Donna. Donna didn't only build her profile and show how she's earning hundreds of points a month, but she's also teaching other people. So imagine she's going to teach a course on how to open a cosmetology business. Great. So do you know what cosmetology is? I didn't know that when I went to prison. But she decides to open a cosmetology business. So she finds 10 women, and those 10 women sit in her class. The first thing she does is say, okay, great. What we want to do, though, is measure the progress. So I'm going to give you a little simple pre-quiz, and in that quiz, just tell us, what do you know about starting a business? And ask them to write it. Ask them to write. Now you got 10 girls, they're all kind of vested. They write whatever they know in the beginning, okay? And then she says, I would like your permission to publish your stuff on my profile. Now she's got 10 things to put on her profile. Great. But she says, maybe you want to start your own profile so that you can start documenting your pathway to success. Why don't you open a profile and publish what you know now and what you'll learn at the end of the course. So now, if let's just say 10 people participated, and let's just say 5 of those people decided to take Donna up on her offer and open a profile. Well, those 5 people are going to get a point for everything they do, but Donna will also get a point for every one of those 5 because she has become an ambassador of the message. So her points start to build. Okay, they start to build, and she's going to encourage those people to write. And every time they write an ad, they get a point, but she gets a point. Now Prison vs. Talent builds a dashboard, and Donna can compete with Jose, who's in Wisconsin, who can compete with Carlos, who's in Miami, who can compete with Jim, who's in Lompoc, and look at all of these superstars, and we'll build a leaderboard that shows who's working hardest on building a pathway to success. Now that leaderboard, what we can do with it at Prison vs. Talent is we can go and give a presentation to the CEOs of 100 companies and say, this is the reason that we need your support for our nonprofit, because we're 100% committed to giving education to people in prison. And we believe that is a pathway to building a stronger labor force, to reducing recidivism, to improving outcomes of America's criminal justice system. And that's what we are determined to accomplish. So if you want to see changes that Prison Professors is working to bring about, such as federal work release programs, such as closing minimum security camps, because if you're in a camp, you should be home working and earning a paycheck, and building more furlough programs so that you can continue working to build a pathway to success, we want to do all of that, but we need your help. We need you to demonstrate that you're committed to building a pathway to success. If you can do that, we can collaborate and work together. We could build coalitions with other people advocating with us, and we can work to be the change that we want to see in the world. My name is Michael Santos. I am the founder of Prison Professor, and I just want you to know, I believe in you. Take the next step. Visit prisonprofessors.org to learn more. If you want to open a profile on Prison Professors Talent, you'll find all the information that you need. Make sure that you work through our lessons, and if you're watching this on YouTube or seeing any of our derivative assets on social media channels, make sure that you follow us and subscribe. That's the pathway for us to spread this message. Everything we do is free because we believe in changing America's prison system for the better. Thanks so much for being a part of our community.